your head get cut off. Now I look like the.
I think I have a big
it's like
head.
it's like Tweedledum and no, I'm in the wee stool.
You're in the wee stool?
It's yeah. I always give Carly the big stool.
I've got the bike here.
You get the bike. I've got. You've got to remind me to take my gilet because it's hanging on there.
Okay.
Honestly, what a day.
Nobody's here yet. Did you do it right?
They're all here. Look, there's 2 people. You and me, probably. Watching ourselves.
Okay. You're not on your own thing. This is definitely. Oh, there's 20 people. Hello.
Yeah. See, they get there. They're just.
Yeah.
They're being a bit sluggish.
Okay.
Honestly, I think a lot of people actually do this and.
Oh, I'll bring it up on my phone.
Oh yeah,
so
you can do
see
it.
the questions.
Questions.
Did you post that video earlier?
I did.
Of, our big surprise.
Our
today?
big surprise. Yes, I did.
Okay, I did. Sure that we have this.
So,
down.
Janine and I were just discussing the mail, as one does. And we actually think that what would be nice is if Janine, who's on her way to the hospital at 5:30, Gwen is already on her way, if she takes it down with her.
Why are you talking so softly?
Because I don't have to shout because your mum's not here.
Sorry.
That's terrible. I normally go, right, next.
Can you hear? Can everyone hear her okay? Talking in a normal voice?
I'm actually not a really loud speaker normally.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking mail call. We have to yell.
I know.
Never done mail call where we don't have to yell.
I know. So
okay.
I think there's a package from Fugan.
I think people are going to want to know right away how Carlene's doing before we talk about the mail.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
You can hear fine. Okay, we can hear fine. Okay, so update on Carlene. For those of you who missed what happened, to catch you up from last week, last Thursday, Carlene had a incident where she fell backwards and crashed into the door handle in her back, which caused her kidney to do some bleeding. She was taken by ambulance thanks to Carly and Elizabeth coordinating, managing dogs and emergency response
emergency services.
Yeah, we got Carlene off to the hospital where she was very in very critical condition. She was they were able to get the bleeding under control on Friday, and then she was in ICU until yesterday. Time is flying by. I don't really know, but she was in ICU for a couple days. She then was transported into the normal part of the hospital for general care. They're keeping an eye on to make sure that the bleeding does not resurface, and she's doing fine. Has been in a lot of pain. This has been a very uncomfortable accident for her because the blood pooled into one big gigantic hematoma in her back, which then was causing her breathing because everything was getting crowded. It was awful. So, but she's better now. They're keeping her, I guess, until tomorrow because she's not here. I talked to. It's a little bit touch and go on when she's going to come home. There was some rumor this morning that she'd come home today, but she's not here. So, and nobody has said anything to her. Gwen, my sister, is on her way to go visit her now, and I will go after this. But she's probably at least going to stay the night, maybe tomorrow night too. They're not going to let her go till she's completely out of the woods. There's going to be a lot of rehab with this injury, and she also has a nose tube of oxygen, and they thought it was because everything got compressed because of the big gigantic hematoma, but she's had issues with oxygen. So she's wearing a nose tube, which we were wondering. We need to talk about how you all would feel about my mother doing mail call with a nose tube of oxygen, one of those things. So these are all things that we've trying to figure out. We also have been working, trying to clear out space in the guest house. The solution that we had for the short term of her, this is all a result of, we moved her out of the main house so that she didn't have to go up the 12 steps to get into the house. But there still is issues getting into the guest house, and if you remember correctly, this is not our first choice on where we would put my mother in her older years. It was always going to be the laundry building, which is a building that's right on the other side of this it's about 20 yards from here, and she could drive right up to the door and then literally get out and step in. But that's where the Service Dog Project keeps their offices right now, and they're not willing to leave the laundry room until their contract is up in 2024. We fought it. We got to the point where it was just too expensive to continue the battle. So we compromised and moved Carlene into the cabin, and so now we're still stuck in the cabin trying to figure out how to get her up here. What we are doing is getting a wheelchair, so she'll park. She's going to be unlimited. We're going to have to keep her on a close leash. She's not able to get in and out of here as comfortably as we once planned. And so I think it'll be easy at first because she's not going to be very mobile for a while. So she's going to have either you or Carly or Judy or myself help her from the car to get up into the wheelchair, and then we'll roll her up the little driveway section. It's built. We had thought she could drive her golf cart all the way up here, park right in front of the door, and then slide over, and then still get up one little step and get in. But that didn't. That's where she fell. So we're going to have to monitor a little closely. But she has been very busy rearranging the hospital. And the dogs have been in there. She took down in the ICU, she took down all the, excuse me, the paint, they had all these kind of drab, boring photos all over the wall, or pictures all over the wall. So we replaced those with all of the repurposed calendar pictures in frames. They look lovely. Yeah. Gwen and I did a craft project. We got them matted in a really nice frame.
It's like home from home.
Yes, we did that, and that was good. Now in her room now, Gwen and I put like all the more pictures, and the staff at the hospital's been very nice about visiting with the dogs. They all seem to really enjoy when we've brought the dogs in to visit my mother. So things are stabilized is the bottom line, and we're trying to figure all this out, and she will be back in action
pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Well, she's in action at the moment.
Yeah,
it's just they've got her contained.
They've got her contained.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth and I have had a million jokes.
Yes.
We've been just kind of laughing our way through this whole thing to try to keep everybody's spirits up. So,
because we know what she's going to be like when she comes home. She's going to be itching to get things done. Us all crazy about missing time. She's really anxious to get the doggy daily and get back on MailCall. And yes.
So yeah, it's got a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
And today, she had been. I know she's talked a lot about her idea of pushing seniors around in wheelchairs, and I think that's a great idea. However, there's a lot of limitations because the area that we want to go, she wants to take them around Meredith Farm. It's a lot of pushing, and I think I learned that was a bad idea when I pushed her along Memorial Drive on the Charles for about a mile, and we talked about the board of Goldy's Farm talked a lot about the pedicabs and the rickshaws, which is basically a bicycle it's a gigantic tricycle with a couch on the back seat.
Exactly.
And so Elizabeth, who is addicted to Facebook Marketplace,
I find good shizzle.
Yeah, you do. Well, she found those. Well, I looked up when we came up with the idea. That's what we need because we can get the veterans pedaling the bicycle and
taking the people from
the seniors. Would love to have a pedal around down the bike path or through the state park that has a path through the state park. There's lots of outdoor places, and if we could get the veterans powering that would be good for the veterans
and good for our knees.
And good for our knees because I've had to pedal around with Elizabeth today.
Just to try it out.
But the limitation I found out when I looked at the expense to buy one pedicab was $6,000, and then you add like other add-ons like the cover and things like that. But she found two of them for sale. They need a little cleanup, but they're in really good condition. The wheels are flat and the brakes everything needs to be adjusted. So, but we got two for $3,000 today. So we jumped on that and drove up to New Hampshire. Literally. Jumped on that and drove up to New Hampshire, got the two pedicabs in the middle of trying to get my mother a new wheelchair, and get to the hospital and get everything, all the dogs cared for. But I wanted to make sure that we are at least able to stay on target with the things that we're trying to accomplish. We being Carlene and the board, and accomplish for the future and the veterans.
Yes,
and so
your mother will enjoy it.
Yes, she will enjoy it. So we did get them, and we drove back. So we now have them, and I pedaled around with Elizabeth today. So we're really excited about that. There's not much we can do. If there's a nice day, we could go down but our goal with those is to have it so that we can do matching through our Goldy's Farm website, where we can have veterans sign up to be the peddlers and seniors sign up to be the passengers, and do regular rides throughout the summer and during nice weather.
Mm-hmm. And do you know what I was actually thinking? You know, these wee thoughts come to you.
You have more than a few wee thoughts, but go on.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you know how your mum did that really lovely, was it Aviva came in, and they come in their bus, and they sit down, they bring their own picnic.
Yes,
If we took a trailer, went to Bradley Palmer, and just had something that they could put their picnic on top of, something to sit on, and then they can just go and do the tour, because it's about a mile, you said, and back. Well, then it's out and about, and it gets people moving.
And eating.
And there's no hills.
And there's no hill. Yeah, that's the thing about Bradley Palmer, is there's no hills. Because it would be lovely to take him on that loop at Meredith.
Like that.
But,
Hill Street's called Hill Street for a reason.
Yeah. So, and her original idea is, we would push them up Hill
Street.
And I'm like, no.
You're
no,
like,
no.
No. That's why we tried to get the donkeys involved.
Right. So that was good. And then I'm doing all the talking just because I'm not always at MailCall.
Which is good.
We've, because you're in charge we have to figure out what the cadence we want for MailCall during this awkward time. Anyways, I'll let you guys figure that out. And I just met with a donor who is going to take 2 of the donkeys, which is fabulous. And she brought along a friend who works with the Home Again program.
Is that what that lady works with?
Yes.
Right.
So she said she was bringing someone. And so this woman is a very high-end donor. She has a nice, beautiful farm.
And she looks after the animals beautifully.
Yeah, she has... she's responsible for a long history with her. I actually grew up with her, and she has a farm over in Hamilton. And she has Clyde
the mule.
Clyde the mule, and she
Bruno.
paid for Ted. She's got Bruno, and she's a mule and donkey lover. So, anyways, it's really good news. But she brought along someone who is also part of her family that works with She is a.
Is that that lady was?
Susan, yeah. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. She works with. I think she's on the. Her husband is on the board for Home Again for the veteran program.
Right. Okay, I see.
And they said that they pay $7,000 for a weekend to come out to a farm and let the veterans relax on the farm. I'm like, they can come here for free. That's what we do. And she was like, oh, all excited about that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much they pay, because they do the Home Again over at Groton House. And I was like, I didn't realize that was, but we are a 501c3. I don't want to charge, because when you charge, that means that the Home Again program would be great, but but what about the veteran programs that can't afford to do?
Well, but
there's so many veteran programs.
Yeah.
Like, we go to nursing homes, the high-end ones. They're like, how much is this? And we're like, oh, it's free. And they're like, oh, wow, that's so nice, because everybody else charges.
But then nobody use you again. And you see, the thing is, for the people who maybe it's quite a undertaking to have people come in, and your mum sits and talks about what she's done. The animals do their thing, and if you're charging money for that, it actually excludes a lot of people, either the regularity, or so you can have these animals go out more often. I think that's the way
I think of it as like, there's so many places that we go to that nobody else goes to, because they're not very nice. And they're so excited when you walk in.
Yeah.
And
that's what you would rather be targeting.
Yeah, like we went to one place that we go to on a regular basis in Peabody. And the woman gets so excited when they're there, because they can't afford any entertainment for their residents.
And that's kind of what
and
we're
if you
set
start
up for.
if you start only doing gigs that pay you, then you're not really targeting a lot of the veteran programs that just can't afford it. So,
But that's the way that we set this up at the beginning,
that was set up.
because we don't have salary,
Yeah.
and so all we're dependent upon is making sure the animals are happy and healthy.
Yeah.
And we can get there with gas because that's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And so that's.
but God knows everything might change. That I
What
don't
are we
know.
going in pedicabs?
We're going to be yeah. We rely on the money that comes in through
Through the
through
henny
bricks,
penny.
the henny penny, and that
Yes.
seems to be enough to sustain Carly and Judy and whoever else we need to jump in and help out on these. We're going to actually. It's going to be more challenging next month because we are going to have. I'm leaving for South Carolina. On Wednesday. My sister's leaving. I'm only going for a week, but my sister's going there on Thursday or Friday. I think Friday, and then I'll fly back as soon as I can. But I have to go down there. And I'm going to come back as soon. But in order to make sure, because we're also at the same time trying to stay on the same schedule that's been set for the last month. We had a nursing home or senior center to visit today, but fortunately, they had COVID. Well, unfortunately for them, but fortunately we didn't have to scramble to get there today because they are not allowing people in because they have COVID. But there are two more
Dates in the diary.
There's 2 more scheduled this week, and then my mother comes back, and I don't think she's going to be able to go with us to the senior centers.
Well, I think if there's COVID kicking around as well, we need to be careful where we place
Where
her.
we take her, yeah. So we'll just keep her in the cage. Oh, sorry, did
Yeah.
I say that?
Yeah. Well, you can put her in a wee small trailer at the back.
In
where
the
pig,
back.
where the pig used to be in the fresh air. Fresh air. Fresh air's good.
Fresh air is good for her.
She likes a trip like that, you know.
Yes, yes.
She's always got windows open.
So does anyone have any questions
Well,
about
hold on.
Carlene?
So what we're
Okay.
going to do, I have got a cards for Carlene that have come in, and we're not going to open them because I'm going to send them to hospital. This one's from, this was definitely from Janet because she left it here. I have one here from Mary Hilliker. Oh my gosh, this one doesn't have an address on it, but I'm going to send that in. And there's one from Kim, and there's one from somebody sent something in from Moonpig, and I think they're very often cards or something along those lines. So those are going to go with Janine.
Okay.
And there's I'm going to send a package from Fugan. I'm not sending you with the stabby thing because you'll lose it.
What's stabby thing? Oh,
It's in
that
the drawer.
Yeah, to open up the thing.
Yeah, you just have
So
to.
people are saying, someone said that there's a lot of people who are watching us that have oxygen. And
Excellent.
I didn't want to horrify anybody. She's looking better. I mean, you should have seen her on Friday. Ooh. She didn't look
Should have
good.
seen her on Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So I don't see any other specific questions. Laughter is the best medicine. So I have to say that's one thing Elizabeth and I do better than anything else. We just laugh at.
We have to find the humor in it.
Yeah, because there is, like, just in the rescue world, it's
I know.
really hard.
I
It's
know.
really hard to stay
know.
up, and it's nice to have, because we bonded together and we've been working together in the rescue world for about 4 or 5 years now,
And there's nasty
and
things
it's
in there.
really nasty and horrible. So really, Goldy's Farm is a breath of fresh air for us because we can feel like you go into a nursing home and everybody's so happy to see
I
you.
do.
Oh, did I? I have to share. We went with Judy and Gwen. Must have been Friday. And all these days are starting to be a little blurry for me. And there was a woman who I've never seen a woman get so excited over the dog. She's just like, she was so excited about Carl. She's like, oh, he's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. And she just kept saying that and patting, and Carl's like loving it. It was really.
He's like, I am.
Yeah, he's fabulous. So it's really nice to see what Goldy's Farm's doing for so many people, and I really like, as we kind of grow into new areas. By next summer, I think the pedicabs are going to be up, or the veteran programs are going to be rolling. And even though we still have restrictions based on the service dog project, we can do the pedicabs off-site, and it will be no problem at all. So I think that we have a lot of things that keep us excited, and
Yes, and very busy.
yeah, and it's nice, even though, you know, my mom's is going to continue to have health problems because, and I've said this before, it's not her health problems. I mean, this was an accident, could have happened to anybody at any age. And this is, her health problems are because she had polio as a child, which caused scoliosis. She has epilepsy. She has blah, blah, blah.
She's got partial
Yes,
lung.
she's had issues her entire life. It's not necessarily age related, and our goal is just to try to keep dragging her along and keeping her engaged in all of this stuff, because this is what she loves to do. And she trained me, active brain, and she trained me to be very philanthropic, and Elizabeth came along very philanthropic. So it's been I think it's good for everybody.
It's a good team, isn't
but we
it?
are going to have to deal with you know, her in a big wheelchair and pushing her along, and we're perfectly capable of doing that.
Well, you've been in training today. I'll maybe cycle tomorrow, and you can sit in the back.
Right,
So we
I
can
did
get,
pedal.
We can
I
get
pedaled
it.
her around. But the other thing is, you know, maybe some of you guys, when you might decide that you want to come up for a pet. I know that some people would love to go through a park. If you're local, then, you know, we will always give priority for the peddlers to take a Goldy's Warrior for a ride through the park. We're looking for guinea pigs. Yeah.
But we will get the brakes fixed first.
Yeah, and I'm actually sitting by my my own spin bike, which I haven't been on for months, which is really bad. And so when I pedaled Elizabeth around on that bike, I was really tired. So, but I'm gonna start pedaling again, because I'm gonna pedal. Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever works best for Carlene. We'll take Carlene any way we can. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah. So, and I hadn't planned to do. I mean, I think that she's anxious to start doing the doggy daily again. I don't want to bring her in a laptop computer, because that'll be one more thing for her to
Get frustrated
about. Yeah, it's been really tough, because it's been a very uncomfortable injury. Uncomfortable. And when her meds get low, she gets tough.
She gets a bit off kilter.
Uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. So, yeah, so, and I think she's going to have a nurse to come in and give her medicine and injections and things like that. So she's going to be closely monitored for a while. Okay.
She's going to totally love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Take my package. I think that says.
That's who said?
I think the package is to go in.
Carla? Is that? I can't see.
It's that one.
Oh,
that one's to go into Carlene.
Oh, is that Fugan? I couldn't see the number. Yeah,
It's
okay.
to go in. So
Okay,
it's in the pile to go in.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, we could, if she's going to still be in the hospital, we could maybe do a mail call from the hospital tomorrow. I'm leaving on Wednesday morning early, but yeah, we'll see. Well, maybe
as long as they don't have one of those bans and say that you can't use, and you're like, it's okay, we're not using our phones, we're just doing FaceTime live.
Oh no, I think we're good. I think we're gonna be good.
Do you think the hospitals and everything's changed now? Because remember, it used to be switch your phone off, don't be on a phone.
Yeah,
well, it's
exactly.
modern
No, it's
days,
fine.
modern
It's
times.
I think it's entertaining everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on the phone while I was in there.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah, talking to you.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So, any other questions that anyone has?
So I think there's lots of things to keep us busy, and I think
Yeah.
we obviously want to get the bikes, the pedicabs into really good working order. So I'm hoping that we've got people with skills.
Yeah, we have
more than our skills, Janine.
Right now, they're in the horse trailer.
Yes.
And I don't. We were thinking about bringing them to a bike shop, but I bet we can find veterans, or I'm going to reach out to. There are groups that pedal. There are cyclist groups that are just veterans, and I wondered if we could get them interested in our project. So that's where we're going to go with us next. What is that about the house?
So the dogs are
Larky sleeping.
He's exhausted.
They've had a busy day.
Yes, and there is Sizzle and Mr. Jiminy.
Jiminy, there he is, the prettiest.
He's like, what? Can I go back to sleep now?
Yeah.
So they're
And
absolutely
one
super.
I left her in the car.
Wonders.
Yeah, my sister is here taking care of the dogs. Judy was here today.
Yeah, everybody's been taking care of the dogs.
Yes, they've had a lot of care.
Yeah.
And Mike and Carly are down in the barn, and yeah.
Yeah, so it's dead easy, really,
Yeah,
actually.
it's running pretty smoothly.
Yeah,
Although
we shouldn't say that.
Yeah, although it seems like a lot of things to be worried about, but yes, things are falling into place. I'm really happy that we have the team, and we made the change of getting you in that house and Carly in the back. It's good that we have a good team, because if this had happened a year ago,
Would have been juggling.
it would really been. My mother would have just lied on the floor. No, yeah, because
I would, Janine!
Oh, actually, no, she would have lied on the floor in her house. Yeah. Yeah. Because no one would be able to get into the house, and especially I would have had to come from Boxford, and that would have been a drive, and it wouldn't have been as quick to get her urgent care. So
I think it works really well, and I think going forward we'll get lots of things sorted out.
Yep.
And
we're still working on sorting out chickens. We had a lot of conversations about chickens today.
And if she gets really, really fit and healthy, she can cycle the pedicabs as well.
I think she's I think she's ready.
Sorted.
Yeah, no time at all.
No.
Yeah.
It'll be good. So
right.
lots of things to do. You've got deliveries to make.
I got a delivery to make, and Judy came by with what was it? Those cupcake things that were good. So she got some cupcake
and
things.
ice cream.
She's back on solid foods, although she has no taste, which is a little odd. We've tested her for COVID, but she's negative, but she has no taste. So
she's not going to like that.
Yeah, so we left her. She was very upset because she was delivered all these cake things and she couldn't taste them. So that's the kind of frustration she's dealing with at this point in her life, which is good.
Yeah.
She's not writhing in pain anymore.
No, she's not.
Mad because she can't taste the cupcakes.
Which is disappointing, I must admit.
Yeah, they were good.
With regards to the camera, we have got the camera
out. Oh,
right. We've got it out of the box.
We got it out of the box, yes.
It's out of the box.
So
it's not on the wall,
The
though.
next job is to harass
Nick.
It requires tools that are above our pay grade.
Yeah. Janine wants to drill a hole in the side of the building with a chainsaw. And even I knew that was wrong.
Yeah. It only needs a hole this big to get the wires through.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that screwed us up is it wasn't a screw gun thing.
No, it's a funny thing.
Yeah,
it's like octagonal almost.
So Nick, did you talk to Nick?
No, he was on work calls.
Okay, so we're gonna try to get him to do it because I'm ready to go. My goal is to get that camera up tonight, and then I'll configure it tomorrow.
He might not be speaking to me if I go and say that. I have made chicken soup and everything. It's in the thing.
Bring over those cupcakey things. The ones that Judy brought. Maybe the cupcakes would put them over the edge. I
say, if you go and drill that hole and put that blinking thing up, you can have a cupcake.
2 cupcakes.
Yeah.
I think that's worth 2 cupcakes because it's not as easy as... And we have all the tools assembled for him. You just have to put it up. And then that will overlook a lot of the...
We actually stood on... So it's going in the front, the what do you call it? The triangular part, apex. The apex of the Deagle house. That's the apex, the end of it, isn't it?
The point of the roof?
The pointy bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
we'll
apex. It'll do. Yeah. And we actually stood there on the lofty bit that the dog's gone. We're going, oh, look. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah,
so it'll be nice.
You should be able to see the chickens.
Yeah.
And we've got something special we're going to do with what is sort of like the chickeny housey barney sort of thing. So exciting. And you'll get a really good view of the pond. And there's a partial view of the front door, which is probably just as well.
Yeah, and when we move the trailer... Mm-hmm. You can actually see the A field.
Yes, you
can see everywhere.
And down that
It'll
way.
be really pretty in the spring. It's not so pretty nowadays.
Well, it's actually nice looking down there because you sometimes see Elvis and Mavis and
the
horses going by because they're down. Because you can see down to Tanner's, can't you?
I think you can. I think do we have to move the?
No, I think you can. Trailer? I think you can see because it's quite far down.
Yeah. So now that we finally got that trailer up there and jerry rigged to be level, I'm looking at it. I'm like, we should move it now. We get the camera someplace else.
Well, but we can leave the trailer there in case we do need it as a backup. I don't think we will need it, but it sits there. It's out of the way. Yeah,
I finally have convinced everyone, my mother, that I'm not going to stay in it. I'm not that there's anything wrong with living in a trailer, but I'm a cold person. This looks like it would never be warm enough for me.
No.
I mean, I might have stayed in the summer.
Yeah, there's no way you're staying in the winter.
But it's just too cold. Because there's no bathroom in it. I'd have to run outside to go into the basement. That's not going to happen.
So that's good. So I think we're actually very well organized. So where will we park the trailer then?
Well, when they move out, we maybe in December we'll have to move it down there. But we could in the short term.
You can just sit there.
Once we get the cameras up and we decide that the trailer's in the way.
Yeah,
I can find another place for it.
And if we go the wrong way with the camera, you can sit and watch Nick working in the sunroom.
That's really fun. Yeah.
And the dog's going woo 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 woo.
Yeah.
That'll keep him on his toes.
Okay, so it is now 5:29. Any last
You did a
minute
great
questions?
job.
We are always going to try to stay at we won't be dependent on somebody else's willing to turn cameras on. Yes, so that person, that's somebody else that doesn't turn the cameras back, that'd be me. We've got to get it on your phone.
I actually think I had it on my phone, and then I had to get rid of it because when I went on to it was connected to YouTube, wasn't it? Because then when I went to sign into YouTube, I was on your
okay.
YouTube.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get her because I am not reliable. I should be fired for my camera responsibilities. But
Well, actually, for the first time, I think since I have ever had a mobile phone, I couldn't find it, and we were out playing around with the chickens and stuff. Oh yeah, I'd left it in that house. And I'd been over here and I thought I'd left it in the cabin, and then I had to go pick the girls up from school, and then we went to Meredith, and it was the first time I had been without a phone.
oh, that's a scary.
It was the funniest. It was the funniest thing.
It's really like a feeling that we don't grow up with.
Well, the silly
and
thing
it's
is,
like this anxious feeling.
Well, what was even worse was I normally go with my great big white truck
Yeah.
to pick the girls up from Masco, and today, because I was going to the barn, I went in the ERN car.
In the Volvo.
In the Volvo, which is quite a bit shorter and black. And so I was sitting in the car park thinking, they'll come and look for me, and I think I just couldn't see them because I parked it, and then I reversed out of the parking space, and Ava went, "Is that my mother?" And I'm like, "That's your mother, sorry." And she said, "Have you been there this whole time?" I'm like, "Yes," but I didn't have my phone to call them. I'd have said, "I'm in the car."
Right, go look in it.
So yeah, and because they're coming out two separate doors, I didn't know which one to target, so I just sat and waited.
Okay, so somebody asked whether Bud still works here. He's still here on Sundays.
He came here on Saturday as well.
Okay, yeah, he kind of pops in. I don't think he's working here, but he just kind of pops in and visits.
I think he said to me he had to come back.
Oh,
He did, because I said to him, "You're not retired." He said, "Well."
Okay,
So
yeah.
he took out the fountain.
Oh, okay. He's the only person that knows how to run anything. To be honest with you, I wanted to blow the leaves to clear the path so we can get the wheelchair up today. I couldn't figure out how to get the leaf blower going.
No, we're going to have to use the small one.
Yeah, so that was a disaster. But yes, so
Maybe we need
around.
lessons in the machinery.
You know, it's the thing. They pull the thing. I can never
That's very
pull the thing.
sore on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Because you've got to snap it.
Yeah, I had to use. Ray and I had to use the chainsaw the other day to we cleared the path from Goldy's Hill so that the veterans can walk nicely out to the park. I swear to God, I thought I tore my arm off. You just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and then you realize you don't have it on the on position.
Yeah,
so you wasted
or you
all
haven't
that
primed
power.
it. That's my favourite.
Yeah. Yes, so Bud is still here. Hope he never goes anywhere.
Thank goodness.
And the other question, do we have a volunteer form? We do have a volunteer form. I don't have anything out on Goldy's form. If you're going to volunteer for ERN, we have, but we should get volunteers. We should start thinking about volunteers.
Yeah.
Because we need volunteers right now we always need volunteers over ERN, but those people, that's a hard job. Because we had Coral is now not as available in the morning, so she's going to be doing afternoons, which we're running Equine Rescue Network with 6 people now?
Yep. And Cora will still do it. But
Yeah, Carly, Coral,
no,
Kate, Elizabeth, I mean, really,
and Christine.
yeah, so there's very few of us, and and that's the way it's been for at least a year, maybe 2 years. And
That's
so
how we keep it happy.
Yeah. And Coral finally,
She's a wonderful job, and we're
in
absolutely
the morning,
delighted
so
for
she's not
her.
able in the morning, so she's going to do the afternoon. So we do have an opening for Coral.
I'm swapping her.
Oh, you're doing the mornings. Oh, okay, so then we're good there. But I'd still like more people out okay. But we are going to need more people to go to nursing homes right now.
Yes, that would be very
That would
helpful.
be nice. And either Judy can run them, because there needs to be one person that is comfortable with the
all the
dogs
animals.
and the process.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable, Judy's comfortable, you probably could do it.
I could probably be okay with the dogs. Yes, I'd be okay.
Well,
with...
you should go at least once so that you know
Yeah.
what bag to bring and what not to
Yeah.
bring. And
I just know to bring the bag with the jump leads.
Yeah. So we will be looking for volunteers, and that program's going to run through,
That's year round.
Year round. And hopefully at some point when I have more downtime, I was thinking that you know, we've gotten everything under control by last week. I was feeling like on Wednesday, I was like, oh, everything's going, you know, we're almost over the hump of all this moving stuff and everybody's finally settled and now we have all this. But I remember I started to work on the website again because I had a little bit of downtime. But I'm going to Aiken, so hopefully I'll downtime there for a couple days and I'll be able to work on some of those. So
you can take, listen, look, got to show you. This is the Goldie's Warrior.
Yes, I will take the Goldie's Warrior to Aiken with me, and I will enter all of these. So, just so you know. And so, when you come for your the Goldie's Warrior, and you want your ride in the pedicab, you'll be on the map. Okay. Have we gotten Carlene's stove fixed? We have not gotten the stove fixed, and of course, every time we go to the hospital, I walk out of there with a list, and that is on my list.
The funny thing is, it's actually very difficult getting people.
Oh, her ears. Cushioning her ears for those they do tuck behind your ears. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Someone recommend you put a little cushiony thing for your ears.
Oh, that would be
okay. So it's now 5:35. We're 5 minutes over.
Yeah, and your mother is going to notice if you're 5 minutes late.
I'm going to be late, so I must run along. And do you plan to should we do mail call? Let us know in the comments whether you want us to keep trying to do mail call this week, or we could just wait till she comes back.
It's just us, I'm afraid.
It's just us, yeah.
And I don't think we're going to open mail because I would really feel that a lot of it would be useful if Carlene's not here.
Yeah, especially when she's like, let's open the junk mail.
Yeah.
Yes, so if you want us to give you an update, I will probably be around tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. And then you guys can figure it out. But give us feedback.
If there's no mail, you have to ask us lots of questions.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're going to be staring at each other.
Remember, Elizabeth can talk. She's a
and
talker.
I was actually just saying to Janine in the car that I had been somewhere with her mother and I'd taken a phone call and I came off the phone call, which was quite a lengthy phone call, and she said to me, "Who was that?" And I said, "I told you, it was Janine." She went, "She can talk."
So not true.
Because Janine always says, "I don't talk. No, I just don't talk." And honestly, seriously, it's a lie.
Okay, so I'm going to sign this off thing. Shut that down.
I pressed it with my finger. Look.
Okay, there you go. Bye, everyone.
Night.